Join us!
Ladies and gentlemen, you don't hear a squeak?
No, you're not part of the Latino World Order. You gotta say it in Spanish. That's the rule now.
I'm the honorary gringo of the
can...
LWO. I can get away with speaking pure English all the way. So, before we get into it, James, you created a monster. You created a monster on this. So, yes, I have an LWO shirt. I have the sunglasses like Owen Hart. I'm essentially the Owen Hart of the LWO now. So, yeah. Deal with it.
And I approve it on behalf of my people. There you go.
But anyways. So, welcome to episode 152.
152.
And yeah, the Shadow Kvlt podcast. Now, before we go further, I have a big announcement to make. These three already know, so I might as well spill the beans now. July 15th, 3 weeks from now, episode 155 is going to be the series finale of the Shadow Kvlt podcast. After that, the show is no more. And the main reason is because I think maybe you guys who have been watching for the past couple months may have seen, like, I've just not been as into it over the past few months, mostly because of burnout. After all, I've been doing this show for 3 years, over 3 years straight. And to do something like this for 3 straight years, it can cause some wear and tear on me. Even though James, he's been doing his thing weekly for 5-6 years going.
And I experience burnout too. I can understand.
Yeah. And then, of course, on top of that, I also wanted to focus more on my solo stuff on YouTube and, like, try and get that bigger and see where it goes from there.
This doesn't mean we're going to go on our individual channels and crap on each other.
No. Oh, no.
You know what? Levi, that piece of shit motherfucker. Politics.
No. We're gonna come back once in a while for the big events.
When you least expect it.
Games night, yeah.
Yeah. This isn't, it's like the podcast will be gone. This isn't a goodbye, it'll be a see you later kind of deal. We'll come back when you least expect it for, like, a special hangout, talk, play games.
It'll be random. You never know. The only thing that's for sure is nothing's for sure.
For sure.
It's showtime, folks.
But yeah, so after tonight, we got 3 episodes left. So a reminder of what will be coming. Next week, we're going to be doing wrestling trivia. And then the week after that, what was the week after that we were going to go for?
Let's just make it Beach Blast 93.
Beach Blast 93,
yeah,
and then the series finale on the 15th. We'll get more into that later on in the show. We'll think as we go along.
We could always do a top 10.
We could, like,
because one episode that we always wanted to do, always wanted to talk about, because some of us have some belt designs. Top 10 belt designs. Could be an idea.
Yeah. I'm sold on that. So yeah, episode 155 in 3 weeks, the series finale, top 10 belt designs.
We can always, to quote McFoley, always end the series with a bang.
Exactly.
And not on a whimper.
Exactly.
Nah, definitely not on a whimper.
Nah.
I've had too many of those prematurely happen in the past with series where it just ends.
Hey, Levi, what happens in your own time is your own business.
James,
now he has the gloves, so...
You want this in your face?
No, I don't want... I don't know what that glove's
Levi, again, what you do in the privacy of your room is your business.
Hey, if you ever lay a hand on this space, you're out of the LWO.
Or I'll take it over. Anyways.
I was gonna say a joke, but I'm not gonna say it.
I dare you to say it. Go ahead. It probably won't make me upset.
We're canceled anyway, so what does it matter?
Who cares? This show is not for the easily offended.
I can deport your ass.
Ooh. You just made the list,
I have
buddy.
people who can forge your papers to make you look actual Mexican. And they deport your ass to Mexico.
Have you kicked us off the air yet, pig fuckers?
Can I call you pig fucker? No, only my friends could call me pig fucker. Ah! Ow, 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 ow.
Wake up, bitch, you're my new best friend.
Fuck!
My whole life has been cycled around that world premature.
Anyway, what are we talking? Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about.
So tonight
I should be the adult because I'm the old guy in the room tonight. Because Scott's not here
tonight.
I am the old guy in the room tonight.
Just barely, though. Just barely.
I got a few years on you, kid.
I'm almost 30. God damn it. Ricky's younger than me, and Boss younger than all of us. So
Boss can't even drink.
Yeah, it's.
And Ricky, are you old enough to rent a car yet?
I'm 26. I have my own car. I bought my own car last.
No, I mean, if you went to another place, you have to be like 26 to rent a car. So you're good.
I'm 26.
So
I'm 26
all right
now.
Oh, there you go.
3 of us can drink and rent a car in this country.
Anyways, King of the Ring 98.
Yes, we are talking King of the Ring 1998. So, yeah, because OSW Review decided to just Thanos snap the stats
all the statistics.
Yeah, which
why
Ireland? Why would you do this? Anyways, so
they hate us.
Yeah, they hate us. So, yeah, not going into the stats. We're just going to go straight into it. So, King of the Ring 1998 from the Civic Arena, now the Mellon Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yeah, or the Igloo. So, yeah, King of the Ring 98. So, to talk about where the company was at this point, well, momentum really picked up after Royal Rumble, and especially picked up at WrestleMania 14, and it's just been this uphill thing pretty much ever since.
It's a real war now.
Real war.
After 2 years of just WCW kicking the WWF's ass week after week, now it's a back and forth.
Yep. And it would be back and forth throughout most of the rest of the year. Wow, my voice about died there. But, so yeah. And also, like I do remember, I believe the buys for this show was like 385,000, close to the 400,000 range, which, holy shit. Big
and
business.
it would only be beat by one other King of the Ring, and that'd be the following year.
Yep.
Which I get to talk about that one this coming week. It's gonna be fun. I get to talk about King Ass, not related to King Fat.
No.
Damn.
And there's no way he could, because King Fat is dead. He officially died, ladies and gentlemen.
Curse you, Kyle Busch!
What
was his cause of death?
His cause of death was
premature ejaculation.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that. He died. He died whacking it on the toilet and fell on his face.
He died happy.
Kind of like the Elvis Presley in some ways.
Or like that one scene in the movie Big Fish.
But anyways, King of the Ring 98?
98?
Yes, King of the Ring 98. So kicking things off, we have a 6-man tag team match. We have Kai and Taio Funaki, Men's Teo, and Dick Togo versus Taka Michinoku and the Headbangers, Mosh and Thrasher. And for some reason, everything just went poopy.
To go. I'm the one.
Oh, there you go.
Anyway, who's on whose team? I know we got Dick to go on one team.
Oh my god, shut up. Damn it! We have Kai and Tai of Funaki, Minsteo, and Dick Togo versus Taka Michinoku and the Headbangers, Mosh and Thrasher. Pretty much a continuation of the Taka, Kai, and Tai feud, and not long after this, like I think, a few weeks to a month later, was when Taka would join Kai and Tai during the Choppy or Pee-Pee feud.
Because Mrs. Yamaguchi is Taka's sister.
Oh my lord.
Choppy your pee-pee!
I will say, for a match, this was like a last-minute match. And
it was a bonus.
Yeah, bonus match.
Yeah. It felt like a throwaway. You were like...
But even for a throwaway match, it was a solid opener. It was fun.
There's a lot of talent in this ring.
Mm-hmm. I mean, hell, Taka, I think, is still going.
Oh, yeah.
Funaki's
Funaki with the Japanese WWE
commentary
at time. Yeah.
Togo is a manager now for New Japan.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Like, what were the Headbangers wearing? Like, what shirt were they wearing?
I forget off the top of my head.
I don't remember.
Well, I think I could have swore someone was wearing an Iron Maiden shirt, but I can't remember.
It would have been Dick Togo, because he always wore Iron Maiden shirts. He wore an Iron Maiden shirt the next night on Raw, I know that for sure. I remember that episode vividly, the after King of the Ring.
1998, the Blaze Bailey era, people. Remember that.
And I gotta rank that stuff next week.
It's not as everyone says.
No, it's really not. It's
Not
really
bad.
not.
No.
But I digress. But we digress a lot.
We digest.
But yeah, solid opener, fun for the time they were given. Basically a case of get your shit in, get out. And in the end...
Hot streak.
And in the end, the Headbangers and Taka defeated Kai and Tai in 6 minutes, 44 seconds. Now we move into the King of the Ring tournament matches. First, the first semifinal match of the tournament. We have Jeff Jarrett with Tennessee Lee versus Ken Shamrock. So, Jeff Jarrett had just come back to the company a few months prior, heading into WrestleMania 14. Or actually, no, why am I saying
he came
this?
back in October.
At the end of 97. Why I am having...
But then he was trying to distance himself from being the original Double J, and then eventually he just became the original Double J again before Don't Piss Me Off.
The best thing he ever did in WWF, let's be fair. So...
Ain't I great?
But...
J-E-double-F.
J-A-double-R-E.
And you know what? In 2023, Jeff Jarrett is a draw.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
No one ever.
He was the highest rated match on Impact. I freaking called it Impact. Dynamite. The concession brawl. Almost 1 million viewers.
Yeah, that match almost had 1 million viewers.
But we digress even further.
But anyways.
But yeah, this match, it was alright. It was an alright match. After all, Shamrock on the rise. Jarrett just there to be into the tournament. But yeah, the crowd was hot for Shamrock during this period. So...
Because he was just a guy who went nuts and kicked everybody's ass. And it worked.
Yeah.
It's a shame he couldn't cut a promo.
It's
a shame he couldn't cut a promo.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Next night on Raw, guys.
That promo he cut the following night on Raw. Like, and you wonder why he didn't go further. And I like Shamrock and all, but there's a reason he didn't go further.
A beast in the ring, a beast in UFC. Promo-wise, not the greatest.
He was kind of like the Brock Lesnar of that time in terms of he was mad over... He had that UFC MMA background, and everyone loved it. He was just a guy that loved to kick ass, and everyone loved it. It's just that never...
Yeah.
Plus, seeing him snap, he had the crowd in the palm of his hand.
Is it just me, or what is it with UFC guys going into wrestling and not cutting a decent promo? Is there a coincidence? Maybe. Maybe not.
Well,
I don't
it's
know.
because they're given. It's because
Well,
of,
then
like,
again, Shamrock was in pro wrestling first, and then went to
Mhm.
UFC when it started, and then came back to pro wrestling. And some people
And I'm-
forget Shamrock started in pro wrestling at the end of the '80s, early '90s, trained by Steve.
Yeah, that's somebody that's something that a lot of people do forget.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So he kind of used his pro wrestling knowledge as a vehicle to get into MMA, and that was why he was one of the best in MMA during the '90s. But
And I
again, we digress even further. But yeah,
But
match
boss,
with
what were you gonna
Shamrock-
say?
Oh,
I was about to say, for me and Ricky and Levi, for us metalheads, I will say Shamrock's theme kind of reminds me of a song that Wasp would do.
probably.
Probably.
has that
Let's see.
vibe.
This was
A
90.
metal reference to another wrestler here in a minute, but
Let's see. This was 98. Wasp was doing the Kill Fuck Die album tour, so sort of industrial, sort of.
Nah, not the best period.
Not really.
But anyways,
Anyways.
so Shamrock Jarrett, all right for what it was. Shamrock defeated Jarrett in 5 minutes 29 seconds.
it did
Now
what
we-
it had to.
Now we move on to the second and final semifinal
Fuck.
match of the tournament. We have The Rock versus Dan Severn. Another case of a guy coming from MMA, now into pro wrestling. That could not cut a promo. But his
But
theme song,
also-
Severn's theme song, is badass.
But Severn was another guy who was in pro wrestling before
Yes.
MMA. Because we forget, he was the NWA champion at the time.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, God. The
Yep.
NWA
He'd
invasion
been the
from-
NWA champion at a time when the NWA was just completely dead. Now, Severn, one of the badass theme, had kind of a badass look to him. His voice didn't match his look.
No.
No, it did
No.
not.
Jesus Christ.
It's what God
It's
gave
that-
him, unfortunately.
But
It's kind of like that reminds me kind of like the scene in Grown Ups when this muscular guy from Canada and he just speaks, has like a
Yep.
spooky ass voice. I'm like,
it also
Something
reminds
doesn't
me
fit here.
of the story Kevin Nash talks about when he first met Shawn Michaels. Looks at Shawn, not that big of a guy, and then, hey, I'm Shawn.
Yeah. It's kind of that, but in reverse.
But this,
yeah, this
match,
match-
what the fuck?
This match was so fucking terrible. I will say probably the
Oh.
worst match The Rock ever had. This was horrible.
This was bad.
Yeah.
this was really bad.
The Rock can only do so much, and Severn looked bored to be there. In all honesty, like you could tell he didn't want to be there. And also another thing I noticed, Dan Severn's theme sounds like the beginning of a Tool song.
It does. Now that you say that, it really does, to be honest.
Oh God!
It really
I think
does.
I think we might have found inspiration for Tool.
Now,
Coincidence?
Uh,
if Rock was not in this tournament, they missed an opportunity to do Severn versus Shamrock in the final.
They really did, because they
Yeah.
fought each other in UFC plenty of times. We
Twice.
could've gotten-
That would have been the rubber match.
Yeah.
But of course, it's like you have The Rock in there. Are you really gonna have The
No.
Rock lose to Dan Severn?
No, you are not.
When you have one of your rising stars, really? No, I'm like, no, you gotta push The Rock.
Severn versus Shamrock in a wrestling ring. Do you think it really would have worked?
I think they could have made a good
They
match.
could have,
They could have.
given the right circumstance. Yeah,
Could you
Or if
imagine Lion's Den match? That could have been
that's what I was
Shamrock
about to
Severn.
bring up.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah. But yeah, this match, fuck this match. Worst match Rock ever had in his career. And The Rock defeated Severn in 4 minutes, 25 seconds. At least it wasn't long, but it felt long.
That's a theme of a lot of matches during the Attitude Era. They're not long. They don't always have to be long.
Mm-hmm.
And we go from one stinker to another one. Next,
It's
we
like,
have...
here's the thing. As bad as Rock and Severn was, it was not the worst thing on the show.
No, it wasn't.
Oh my
That's
God.
coming up
This
next.
is right here.
Next up.
What the fuck?
Next up, we get the tag team match with Jerry Lawler as special guest referee. We have Too Much, Brian Christopher and Scott Taylor versus Al Snow and Head? This was a glorified fucking handicap match. Come on, let's be real.
Yeah,
It was a comedy
pretty
match.
much.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it was comedy done horribly wrong.
Okay, the only good things about this match, one, the build up to this match, I thought was entertaining without Snow going crazy. I thought
Yeah.
that was and two, JR's commentary was fucking hilarious. He's like, what the hell am I even saying?
That is true.
But of course, the finish, Head and Shoulders. You get it? Head and Shoulders. It's the head with shoulders. Do you understand comedy? As they're punching you in the face, like, you get it?
Do you understand the words are coming out of my mouth?
Okay, Chris Tucker.
But yeah, anyways,
Also,
Yeah.
another thing too, Lawler's commentary, he was very hit-miss on this show. Like, he was doing his, little quirks here and there. There were times he wasn't funny, but there was a couple times he was. Like, he was very hit-miss on this show.
He
Well,
wasn't the
that's
same. It wasn't the same Lawler as like 2-3 years prior. But I digest. But yeah, this match. What the hell was even this?
Head and
But
Shoulders. Funny.
I mean, the crowd was into Al, but that's...
The crowd was into a lot of stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
this was Pittsburgh. This was in the arena where the Penguins played, so the crowd was pretty hot for this show, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, this...
But that's the thing with a lot of Attitude Era shows. When you understand the context of the time, when you're hot, you can do anything, such as this.
Yeah.
Especially in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
If they
Down the country.
if they would have tried
Easy down the
this,
country.
if they would have tried this a year prior, it wouldn't have worked. And people would have shat on it.
Yeah.
But because the WWF was hot, they could do anything and get away with it.
Yeah.
If they would have done this in 99 and 2000, the crowd was still popped.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if you do this in 96, 97, people will go, what the fuck?
No.
Oh, God,
But in the
dark
end-
ages.
But in the end, Too Much defeated Al Snow in 8 minutes 26 seconds.
Why did this match go nearly 10 minutes? It should have
It's
been
beyond me.
Should have been 6, at least.
At the bare maximum. So yeah, first 4 matches, yeah, but now we're about to get into the good stuff. Up next, we have Owen Hart versus X-Pac with China. The rematch from 4 years prior at King of the Ring 94, where they had half the time. This, double the time, not as good as the 94 match, but still a really good match. Then again,
Yeah.
can you name a bad Waltman-Owen match? No.
Not really.
No.
Pretty solid match. Good match.
Really good match. Now, James, remind me, was it this match or the next match where we get that moment with Triple H?
It was during the King of the Ring final.
Oh, okay, we'll get to there when we get to that. But yeah, really good match between X-Pac and Owen, and wasn't this X-Pac's first pay-per-view match since he came back?
Yeah, it was. Because
Yes.
he came back the night after WrestleMania 14, and he was doing managerial stuff at Unforgiven and Over the Edge.
And now he's back in the ring on pay-per-view and showed that he can still fucking do it. And especially up against one of his favorite opponents.
He'd only had a few matches prior to this.
Right.
Another thing, too, is that towards the finish... Now, normally the finish, looking at it at a first glance, this looks overbooked as hell. Like, towards the end, you have Henry and China getting involved doing their own thing, and all of a sudden Vader shows up out of nowhere, and then Owens got locked the sharpshooter in on X-Pac. X-Pac's tapping, DDT, and X-Pac win. That would be overbooked, but they made it controlled. Like, it wasn't
Controlled
like,
chaos.
Yes, controlled
Yep.
chaos. And that crowd was fucking red hot for X-Pac, for everyone on this show, basically.
And
Like,
in the end, X-Pac defeated Owen Hart in 8 minutes 30 seconds. Now we move on to the next match, the first of 2 championship matches on the show for the WWF Tag Team Championships. Champions New Age Outlaws, Road Dogg and Billy Gunn with Chyna, versus the challengers, the New Midnight Express, Bombastic Bob, and Bodacious Bart with Jim Cornette.
Bastard Bob and something Bart or some whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, this was garbage.
Garbage team.
The NWA shit was still going on.
To the point even Jim Cornette was like, "What the fuck is this, motherfucker?"
Was this like towards the tail end of it?
It was because the NWA stuff ended when they did Brawl for All.
Yeah, the next night.
They had Bart Gunn and Bob Holly face off.
Yep. Now, granted,
this was the battle of the kayfabe Gunn brothers.
It was. We did get the stare down with Bart and Billy. Now, I'm just
oh my god! Remember the smoking guns?
Now, regardless as to how shitty the gimmick was for Bob and Bart, if they could have been any other name or like gotten any other character, I think this could have been a team that could have gone further. Because Bob Holly and Bart Gunn, 2 very good workers. And also, there's a ton of chemistry here with all 4 guys. Because, you know, Billy and Bart, instant chemistry given their years together as a team. Brian and Bob, good chemistry dating back to like any time they would work together. So actually, this was actually a good tag match. This is actually a good tag match. The problem with
the New Midnight Express is they were called the New Midnight Express.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the only problem. But other than that, this match was pretty good. Because of the chemistry with the 4 guys just knowing everything about each other. And it worked.
And another thing, too, you could tell Cornette was not having a good time. Like,
no. Cornette has stated so many times that he didn't like the idea of the New Midnight Express. Why even call it the New Midnight Express? Just call it something else.
Well, we need the Midnight Express, but we need new people. Because nobody wants to see the old guys. And plus, they couldn't get Bobby Eaton because he was still signed with WCW.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And Stan Lane was retired.
Yep.
So...
yeah.
But in the end, New Age Outlaws defeated the New Midnight Express in 9 minutes 34 seconds. Now moving on to the King of the Ring finals. Ken Shamrock versus The Rock. And pretty much just like most of the matches
Triple H on commentary.
And just like most matches these two had against each other, very good match. And now we can talk about that moment.
Triple H on commentary. Chyna was on the Spanish commentary. And then...
really good on commentary.
And they were bringing up, Chyna's bilingual. Are you bilingual, Triple H?
I'm bi many things, but lingual is not one of them. Wait, did I really just say that?
Well, whatever it is, we're live, pal.
I still think that's one of the funniest bluffs on commentary ever. Like, oh my god. That was just fucking great.
What, did I just say that out loud?
I really need to say that out loud?
well, in any case, we're live.
But anyway, so yeah, match itself, one of the better King of the Ring final matches you'll ever see. And
to be fair, there hasn't been a lot of good ones.
Yeah, there hasn't. Really, the benchmark was Brett and Bam Bam, and it just
Brett and Bam Bam, and then we didn't get another. This was the next good one, and then probably Edge and Kurt Angle, and then Rock and Van Dam, and that was it.
Yeah.
Until Baron Corbin and Chad Gable.
Yeah.
And that one, say what you will, that one was actually a good King of the Ring fight.
That was actually a good match.
That was a great match.
Yeah, for that short period of time.
Hey guys.
Chad Gable.
I gotta head out. I gotta go take care of something. I don't know if I'll be back in time, but yeah, sorry, something came up and
I'll
talk
worry.
All right.
We'll
take care.
Later,
guys.
But, yeah.
But
And apart from Mania 14, can you name a less than stellar match between Shamrock and The Rock? Apart from Mania 14?
And even that one told a good story.
Yeah, but it didn't. But it should have been longer than 4 fucking minutes. But I digest even further.
I like how they did the finish, where Shamrock made Rock submit, and then he instantly let go.
Yeah.
Because they were continuity. Because he kept the ankle lock on at Mania, which caused the disqualification.
Yep.
He kept getting himself disqualified all the time. But now it's like, oh, it's over, and he's the king of the ring.
And yeah, Shamrock and Shamrock, the forgotten king of the ring, because you look at all the kings that we have had in at least
during the pay-per-view era. During the pay-per-view era,
you know, Brett, Owen,
we remember. Oh,
even
Austin.
Mabel, even
you remember
Mabel,
King
you
Mabel.
remember,
You
remember.
Austin, Triple H,
Blade.
Mr. Ass. You remember Mr. Ass as king of the ring. You remember Kurt Angle as king of the Edge and Brock.
Yeah.
But Shamrock,
Who remembers Shamrock being king of the ring?
not a lot of people.
Not really. Not that many people.
The
Like
forgotten king of
if
the
you
ring.
asked people name all the king of the rings during the pay-per-view era, that 98 would be the one that people are like, was that The Rock who won?
Can you imagine King Rock?
Now, see, that actually would have made sense, having Rock
It
win
really
King of the
would've.
Ring.
Yeah.
Because the momentum he was on in 98, the
Yeah.
crowd was actually starting to turn around on him
Oh yeah.
after all that
honest.
time.
Nothing would have changed about The Rock. The Rock would have still been The Rock.
Oh yeah, no
Dude.
doubt.
I mean, him losing King of the Ring didn't hurt him at all.
No. Because it would be starting the next night. Well, you already had the DX Nation stuff going, starting with Triple H and Owen, but now it was about to escalate even bigger. So.
But a really good King of the Ring final between the two.
And in the end, Ken Shamrock defeated The Rock in 14 minutes, 9 seconds. So now we're getting into the long matches on the show. Well, only a few, and now we're at the main event of King of the Ring 1998, the First Blood match for the WWF Championship. We have champion Stone Cold Steve Austin versus challenger Kane with Paul Bearer, with the added stipulation, if Kane doesn't win the title, he will set himself on fire. Now,
Which gave away the finish!
it really did. I'm about to get into it.
Unless you were going to put Kane in a NASCAR suit.
And even at that, there is no guarantee he would have gotten out of that unscathed.
There's no way you're setting a dude on fire.
There's no chance in hell.
Way to go, Russo.
It's not even just set himself on fire. Set himself on fire and breathe his final breath. Which means Kane either wins the WWF Championship or dies.
You back yourself into a corner here?
This is one of the ultimate examples of booking yourself into a corner.
And the
to the
fact
point where
that
If this
Kane,
was the cinematic era, you could probably do it.
probably, yeah. And the
kind of like what
fact
they
that
did with
Kane-
Orton Bray.
And the fact that King wore a mask, how the hell are you gonna know that he's bleeding?
And not
Let's be
only
honest.
that, he wore the full body suit this time with the sleeves.
Yeah.
So you knew Kane was gonna win. It's just one of those, how are they going to
pull it off.
There's no way Austin's gonna lose 3 months into his title run. But there's no way Kane's gonna die.
Exactly.
And you're not going to do a non-finish.
No.
No.
You had to come up with something.
They both bleed at the same... What is... And no way Austin was going to just take Kane's mask off.
No.
Oh my god, you see his burned face!
Right.
I mean, how would they pull it off? I mean, he was wearing the full bodysuit covering both his arms.
The only thing that was exposed was his
And?
right hand. His
That
right
would be-
hand was exposed.
That will be the only thing that somehow, some way, he cuts himself.
Fucking paper cut, and that's the end of the match.
Yeah, and you see him bleeding, and I'm like,
Well,
Boy.
well, there was at one point in the match where Austin was bleeding on his back, but Earl Hebner was like, "Nah, I ain't stopping this match short of a
Or a
gusher."
paper cup. Yeah. But you know what? To be fair, this match was great.
This was a great match. One of Austin's most underrated matches and one of Kane's best matches.
I mean, this was a phenomenal main event. And for a character that was supposed to be a one-off, the fact that Kane was put in this spot,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, Kane, you're going to be put in there with the Golden Goose. Good luck.
Yeah.
yeah.
And just this back and forth between the two, just beating the shit out of each other all across the arena. And I like
And
how
let's
Vince-
not forget, Austin spent the last day or so in the hospital with staph infection.
Yeah. Hence
Yeah.
why he had the elbow pad and the bandages.
Like he was he wasn't in good condition at all to
No.
compete, but he still went out there and kicked ass.
He did.
Wasn't, and it wouldn't be the last time he does that.
Nope. But yeah, now we can talk about the finish. So we get the finish. Out comes Mankind with a steel chair. Austin beats him up some. Out comes The Undertaker with a steel chair.
In
it
street
looked like,
clothes for some reason.
yeah, in
Yeah.
a t-shirt. Coming out in a t-shirt. And then we could have gotten the first ever concerto, but Foley ducks, whack, collides with Austin, and then Austin's bleeding.
The ref was out, and then
And then Austin
gasoline.
delivers and covered in gas, and at the same time, Austin nails Kane with one of the most stiff chair shots I've seen Kane take.
Undertaker
Oh.
pours gasoline on the referee to wake him up.
Yeah, like,
And then
damn it.
The referee comes to, he sees Austin Gusher, calls for the bell.
Bell.
And that's how we ended, so...
And you see Vince in the skybox pleased because Austin lost the title.
Yeah.
Kane
Only to
became
win.
champion for one day, people. One day.
But hey, as Kane...
He's
but as,
the first masked WWF champion in history.
Yes.
yeah.
And to be fair to Kane, he's even talked about on the Stone Cold Broken Skull sessions, it was better to have dropped it back to Austin than winning it. He'll flat out tell you, it meant more
Yeah.
putting the belt back on Austin.
Because
than
guess
being
what? The
champion
following
himself.
night, they did the biggest rating they ever did.
At that point.
Which would be
yes.
replicated the following year when they did the biggest rating they ever did with King of the Ring. Or the night after King of the Ring.
And also, that match next night on Raw, just as great as this match, I would say.
Mhm.
But in a different circumstance, like a normal
Yeah.
match, and it was a great normal singles match. Now, Kane wins in 15 minutes, 58 seconds. And ladies and gentlemen, that does it for our review of King of the Ring 1998.
Yep.
We'll see you
Yep.
next week.
Peace.
Join us! Join us!
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Your Majesty. Yes, we're now going to talk about that match. Yeah, so for those, so Arthur, I see you in the comments. Hold it, the Hell in a Cell match was first. We wanted to
It
mess
worked.
with you.
It
We
worked.
wanted to mess with people, okay? Of course, we've got to talk about the match that makes this show famous.
The only
And-
reason people remember this show.
Pretty
In
much.
all honesty, yes.
Undertaker Mankind in Hell in a
Hell in a
Cell.
Cell.
In the penultimate
build-
match of the show.
I mean, the build up to this match, there wasn't really a ton
Not a
of
whole
build
lot.
to it.
Not really.
Undertaker wanted a shot at the WWF Championship. He lost the opportunity to Kane because Mankind returned as the Mankind character because he'd been Dude Love for a while, and then Dude Love was fired, and then Mick brought Mankind back, and we get Hell in a Cell, which they both were like, wait, this shouldn't be a Hell in a Cell? Because there's no story to it. But then, and for Mick, seeing the first Hell in a Cell, how are we gonna top that? Because Shawn and Undertaker was an all-time great match. How do we top it? Terry Funk decided, well, why don't you start off in the top of the cell?
Hell.
Yeah, hey Cactus, why don't you start on top of the cell, jackass?
And then Mick was like, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And then
and
he's
now
gonna have an even bigger idea.
So now we get into the entrance, and out comes Mankind. Kind of a lukewarm reaction, and even Foley talked about it. He felt by this point everything he was doing had started to become stale, and like, okay, we might need to do something here to kind of get me back into good graces with the fans somehow, or just get a reaction. Because yeah, you hear during this entrance of Mankind, not really much of a reaction that much.
And you know an interesting thing Mick's talked about? They were supposed to do another Austin and Foley match on this show. That was originally supposed to be the title match. Another Austin and Foley, and it was going to be Austin and Mankind. But they went a different direction with it, and for the better.
Yeah.
Because
depending on who you
Mankind
ask.
climbs to the top, and I think all
With
of
a
our reactions...
chair. With a chair!
The first time we saw it was like, what's going on?
Yeah. And then you see Taker's entrance.
Which was
Badass
badass.
entrance.
Holy
Yeah.
the fire shooting.
The fireworks, yeah. Now, of course, Taker going into this match, also not 100%.
Broken foot.
Ankle.
Broken foot.
It was and it was pretty much broken the entire summer.
Yeah. So,
Like, remember at
kudos to him.
SummerSlam when he did that diving leg drop off the top rope? That was on a broken foot.
Yes. And then we get Taker climbing up, and it's like, what the hell? Then we get a little brawl up on the top of the cell. Now, we must preface this part. Who thought it was what Einstein thought it was a good idea to try and hold the panels of the roof together with fucking zip ties?
Russo?
No, not
No,
Russo.
not Russo.
Russo
I
was
know.
only a writer.
I know.
It was probably one of the
people who
technicians.
built the cage.
Yeah,
But
because
it's like
not
zip
a
ties.
minute and a half, they're walking on top and they get to this one little panel. Almost fell through.
And you could see you could see the zip ties break off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
And
first
like-
reaction the crowd had was like, oh, hope they're
Mhm.
okay.
And then a minute and a half into the match,
Little
Not
fight on the edge.
officially.
Undertaker's fighting
Remember-
back. He's fighting back, folks. And I don't like it a damn bit.
The match never started. They never
The
rang
bell
the
never
bell.
rang. Bell
but it was
never
a
rang.
minute and a half into the match.
Yeah.
Mick Foley becomes Peter Pan. Because that was his idea. Hey, Taker, how about you throw me off the cage? What, Mick? You throw me off the cage? Are you fucking
And-
stupid?
The commentary on Jim
Tattooed into our heads.
Ross.
Good God Almighty. Good God Almighty.
They
That killed him. With God as my witness, he is broken in
He's
half.
broken in half.
I wonder what the Spanish commentary was like,
I've
because
been
they went
trying to
through
look at-
he went through the Spanish commentary table. Oh my, if we could ever hear the commentary from the Spanish announce table.
I want to know if Vince told the Spanish announce table in advance that was going to happen. Or if they're
Probably
just
not.
like,
Joe and
didn't tell them.
Carlos.
It was
Yeah.
probably they want a legit reaction.
If I were them, if I was right there, and that happens in front of me, I would have shit my pants. You'd be like, ¿Qué chingados pasó? Like, what? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Está vivo? ¿Está vivo? Is he
And the
alive?
crowd went banana.
Yeah.
And you're talking
No.
about in ECW country, people. in ECW country in
Well,
Pittsburgh. That was-
the other
ECW
side
is
of the
Philly.
state.
But
I know, but still,
Pennsylvania.
It was in.
now,
Yeah.
what was y'all's first reaction when you saw this?
Well, I
Because I
was
saw it in real
Right?
time. I
It's
saw it in real
right?
time.
I was 3, almost 4. I didn't watch it until the VHS came out later in the year. I could just remember being like, oh no. Because I'm a toddler at this point.
Freaking
Well, more than a toddler.
7 years old. It shut me the fuck up. I
2
was
years old.
silent.
When that
Be-
happened, I didn't see it in time. I saw it years later, and I was like, I've been into Hell in a Cell, and then I saw that match. That first was like, did that just happen? Did that just fucking happen?
It was one of those moments where jaw was to ground.
And then
It was the craziest fucking thing that I have ever seen in wrestling until about a couple of minutes later,
which we'll
because
get to in a bit.
they start raising the cage, they bring out the stretcher, because this is over. It's
Yeah,
over.
because
Baker's still at the top of the cell.
because even it's like not long after that spot happened, you look on Taker's face whenever you see it for a minute, he was legit worried, like, oh shit.
I
is he
just
okay?
killed him.
Did I kill him?
Because how do you... And guess, there was no crash pad like
No.
nowadays.
No.
Like when Shane jumped off at WrestleMania, there was a crash pad. There's no freaking crash pad here.
No, went through
Mick Foley-
wood and then the concrete.
Foley fell 20 feet through a table and freaking lived.
Mm-hmm.
Fact that they show it in 4 to 5 different angles. The
Yeah.
fall.
All different angles from above, from the ground,
From the
hard
side.
cam. Yeah.
And
it was this spot where you had 2 injuries happen right here with Foley. Bruised kidney and a dislocated shoulder. And we're
And to
not
any-
done. We're not
And to
done talking
anybody
about the
who
injuries.
said that wrestling was fake, how do you fake that? You can't fake that.
No.
Gravity is undefeated, people. So
Exactly.
they start raising the cage. Taker's still up there to get the stretcher to start carrying him off. They
Terry
lower
Funk
it.
comes out and
They
actually is
lower it.
helping. Yeah.
They lower it back down. Taker starts climbing down, and then Mick Foley pops up from the
Gets
stretcher.
up on the shoulder, smile on his face like, oh
'Cause he
no.
doesn't want to end the match like that.
Baker's reaction was like,
Is this guy nuts?
And how
then-
Mick Foley climbed that cage with one shoulder.
Is insane.
adrenaline is an
Adrenaline's a
amazing
hell of a drug.
people.
And then they fight a little more, and they bring up, well, they better not do it on the other side.
And
then choke slam, and they're thinking, oh, it's just, they're gonna bounce.
yeah.
Nope. Again,
nope.
And
zip ties, damn it.
the first spot, that was planned. This spot, Mick
No.
Foley gets choke slammed through the cage with a chair that landed. He
Right on
said
his
many
mouth.
times that if it landed a couple of inches a different way, he'd have been dead.
He's dead.
And
Jim
then
Ross's reaction was a shoot
yeah.
because they thought Mick had died.
The
Yeah.
visual of Taker on top of the cell,
Looking
Foley
down.
in the ring.
With the medics and stuff rushing into the ring, and the crowd still going nuts.
yeah. Now, of
Because
course,
this is the damnedest thing anybody has ever seen or
Yeah.
will ever see.
Yeah. And on top of that, like, again, zip ties. What were the technicians thinking with this? But, yeah, and of course, the way Foley lands fucks up his shoulder even more. And on top of that, dislocated jaw, 1.5 teeth missing with 1 tooth up his nostril, and a concussion. It's like, God damn it,
And
Foley.
then
And of
Taker-
course, let's not forget, where Taker was, he said he had his foot right on the panel, not on the actual panel, but
The
on
metal
the support
panel.
bar. On the
Yeah.
support bar. Had he been on the same panel, he would have fallen with Mick, and on top of him, neither man's getting up.
No.
So that's
And
one of
then
those things where that could have went so wrong.
Undertaker jumps down on a bad foot, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He choke slams Terry Funk out of his shoes.
Yep.
Everybody leaves the cage, and then the match starts.
Now the match officially begins. And,
starts.
yeah,
Mick,
and then of course
Mick gets up, which how the hell did he get up from going through the table,
And
then through there, and then they have a match.
And on top of that, it's
The
like,
list-
Taker gets him up, hits a punch, and then Foley just kind of flops down. And on this line on commentary, I never forgotten, JR saying, either he's crazy as hell, or he is the toughest SOB I've ever seen. And Lawler, like, how is he still standing? This man is indestructible.
And then you get the visual of him in the corner, bloody mouth, tooth in his nose, with a smile.
Yeah,
That
which,
is one of those that is tattooed in your mind.
which, of course, Foley talks about that.
Yeah.
It wasn't his intention to smile. He was trying to put his tongue on the open wound from when he busted his lip.
Uh-huh.
But it was just a perfect visual. And the tooth right up there. It was like, Jesus
He was trying to make sure all his teeth were intact, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, doing this.
And
then-
then, of course, later on, we get the thumbtacks.
Oh, God.
Because of course
Of
we
course.
do.
Why not go
Why
above
not?
and beyond the Call of Duty?
And then, of course, he takes a back bump on him and then takes a choke slam into them, and he rolls.
Not once, but twice on the thumbtacks.
Yeah.
And then the tombstone. One,
One,
two, three.
Mercifully, it's over, as they said.
This is the damnedest match that we have ever seen or will ever see.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you cannot replicate. There's nowhere that you could ever replicate anything like this.
Nothing. Of all the Hell in the Cells they've ever been throughout the entire history of that match,
This is the most
That
famous one.
it's the
When you,
most
s-
famous
when you say Hell in a Cell, people bring this match up before any other.
Yeah. And, I mean, probably and also the best match Taker and Foley had against each other.
It's the
Oh, yeah.
it's the most memorable. It's the most legendary one they had.
Yeah. And they had a
And
ton
Mi-
of great ones in
And
the
you
years
know,
prior.
for years, Mick has tried to. He didn't want to be known as just this match, but he's in recent years accepted this as
Yeah.
as his Waterloo,
Yep.
as the moment of his career. Which, I mean, no matter what Mick Foley did before or after this, when you say Mick Foley, this is what you think of before anything else.
And then, of course, and yeah, we
How
talked
he
in-
lived. How he
Yes.
lived after this match. And then you hear the story of backstage where he's full of the thumbtacks asking, did we use the thumbtacks?
And called Barry, the director of the
Beyond the Mat.
movie.
Yeah.
And he is talking incoherently.
And the
Yeah.
fact that Vince even told him, like, don't ever do that again.
Yeah, basically,
He-
after,
he
well, before
thanked
that.
him
well,
for
before
what
that.
he did.
Well, before that. So, yeah, the match is over, and they're about to get the stretcher out again, and Foley's talking to Terry, and whoever. Have I already been on a stretcher tonight? Or it was Mike Chioda. Saying, haven't I already been on a stretcher tonight? Yes. I can't be on a stretcher twice in one night. Just opts to be carried out to a huge ovation. Like, now
This-
the fans truly
This saved
love
Mick Foley's career.
It did.
Because,
Saved his-
like you were saying at the beginning, he felt he was getting a little stale, and all it did was nearly dying for him to become a legend. And then Vince, I thank you for everything you've done for this business, but you're never fucking doing this again.
And this would be the craziest thing he'll ever do
Until
January in the I Quit match.
Yeah.
taking a dozen chair shots to the head and nearly killing The Rock for hitting him a little too hard with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that WWE time and time again has tried
To do holy shit
replicate-
moments in Hell in a Cell. And it's like, there have been a lot of great ones, like Rikishi.
This was organic.
But
Yeah.
this was organic. And, of course, like we said, this is the most famous... You could argue the most famous match in the history of the company.
It's the most famous match of the era.
Of the Attitude
The
Era.
most famous match in the history of the company is probably Hogan and Andre.
Yeah.
This would probably be number 2 behind that, perhaps.
It's up there. It's the most memorable match in the history of the Attitude Era.
Yes.
Because when I say Attitude Era, what's the first match you think of?
This.
Hell in a Cell.
Yep.
Yeah, but I guarantee you, every single wrestling fan who's around our age has seen this match a billion times.
Mm-hmm.
This was the match that it will shut any hater up that thinks wrestling is this fake thing. Okay, you want to see fake? Here's a match where someone almost died.
Exactly. Exactly.
The fact that this match took years off of Mick's life.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he is not in a wheelchair
Is
to
a
this
miracle.
day,
No.
like, he is...
And the fact that he came out during the Kane Austin match.
It's like,
Right,
no,
because that was
Mick,
part
you
of the
don't
spot.
need to do this anymore.
I'm
that's
doing
the,
it.
And that's the funny thing, too. Like, after this match happened, Vince tells Kane, well, if Foley can't come out there for the spot, you're going to have to figure out something else, pal. And Kane's thinking, what the fuck are we going to do if Mick can't show up?
The Austin and Kane told each other, how the fuck are we gonna top that?
Can't. You
can't.
They
They
sure
had
as hell tried.
Kane's talked about, the night I won the world title was the night that Mick Foley died.
And he gives him casual shit over. It's like, hey, Mick, you remember that time you stole my thunder by nearly dying when I was winning the belt?
It's like, the night Kane wins his first world title is the night Mick Foley was like, yeah, that's nice. Whee!
Essentially. And of course, the laundry list of injuries that he suffered. Like I said, dislocated shoulder, bruised kidney, concussion, stitches in his lip, 1.5 teeth missing, and a dislocated jaw. Good
It really
God.
helps that he was 300 pounds. He could absorb it.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's one of some of the skinny twigs
Like
we
Shawn
see
Michaels.
nowadays, if we see some of the skinny twigs nowadays that are 200 pounds or less try to do that, they'll die.
Right.
Yeah.
But in the end...
And that's why Jeff Hardy was denied to do a fucking swanton bomb of that Hell in a Cell.
Which, honestly, that should have happened. If we're gonna be real, that should have happened.
Jeff was crazy enough.
He said, it looks fun.
See, they missed the opportunity to do Edge and Christian Hardy's Dudleys and Hell in a Cell and do the monkey bar spot.
They really should have done
With-
that.
with
Could
the
you imagine WrestleMania 17? As great as TLC 2 was, and it's still the best TLC match of all time, had they done Hell in a Cell, oh my god.
Because 2001 was the only year without Hell in a Cell.
And this would have been the perfect time to do it. But we digress even further, as in the end, Undertaker defeated Mankind in 17 minutes 38 seconds. Then we had First Blood, show over. And overall, King of the Ring 98, another case of a tale of two halves. First half, man, you had a solid opener and an alright match with Shamrock and Jarrett, and then you had two straight stinkers, but...
Let's cut the BS. Let's cut the BS.
Hold up, damn it. Let me finish. But then from X-Pac Owen on, amazing show from that point on. So when you combine it all, really good pay-per-view overall, all things considered.
Well, let's really cut the BS with it. The only thing people remember from this show is the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's the only thing people remember or will ever remember from this show.
Essentially like WrestleMania 12, where the only thing most fans remember is Iron Man match.
Or King of the Ring 96 with Austin 316.
Exactly.
Because if you just tell a fan what happened on King of the Ring 1998, they won't mention anything else.
Nope.
Nothing else mattered in the long... when it really comes down to it, nothing matters on this show other than the Hell in a Cell.
Nah. But yeah, overall, King of the Ring 98, Really good show, all things considered, but yes, remembered for Hell in a Cell. So there you go. So now on to favorite, least favorite, sleeper, and shocker. Favorite, Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell.
Least favorite, the handicap tag
yeah.
match. Now sleeper.
The main event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main
Because it's
event.
one of Austin's most underrated matches and one of Kane's best matches.
Yeah.
That not a lot of
Shocker?
people talk about.
The shocker. Dan
Nick
Severn
almost dying.
No, freaking Mick Foley living after
Yeah.
this match.
The fact he didn't die of the second freaking throw, I was like, oh god, he's actually dead.
I thought the throw off the top of the cell killed him.
Yeah.
He didn't move there for a while.
And Taker was legit like,
Did
I
not
just
kill
killed
the
him.
guy.
Move.
Freaking move. I just hope one day they unearth the Spanish commentary from that match.
Oh yes, I would.
Because
love that.
just the moment of Mick going through the table and them falling over is one of those like I
Hidden
want to
gems.
hear what that was.
Yeah.
But now
So before
this
we
week
talk,
in wrestling,
before we talk this week in wrestling,
Levi
yes,
went to a WWE show last Saturday.
Last Saturday in Cincinnati at the Heritage Bank Center. I will say, in terms of match quality for a house show, the best house show I've been to ever. And I've been to quite a number of house shows in my life. Mostly in Huntington, West Virginia, but here in Cincinnati. So the card went like this. So it opened with a tag title match. KO and Sammy versus Finn and Dominic. And it was a really good match. And Dom actually flipped the crowd off.
Did Dominic get a lot of heat?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But there was some people sitting behind me who were like, yeah, Dom! Because they're marks.
There's always those two assholes who are like, we're going to be contrarian.
Exactly. So, yeah, match was really good. KO and Sammy, obviously. Then we had U.S. title match, Austin Theory versus Sheamus. There was the start of the match, Theory doing his pose on the corner and Sheamus just standing there. Why is this motherfucker here? And like Theory tried talking smack before fucking Sheamus just starts beating the shit out of him. But of course, Theory retains, and it was another really good one. Then we get Karrion Kross versus the returning Bobby Lashley. Like, I had not seen Lashley in anything for over a month. So, seeing Lashley come back on the show was a pleasant surprise, and it was a good, stiff brawl between the two. And yes, Scarlett was there, and she was
I was gonna say, what was she wearing?
I'd have
Did
to
it
go
matter?
back through the pictures.
Did it really matter?
No,
But they really matter.
no.
Did Levi care? No.
Just as long as she exists, that's all I care about. But Lashley won. Then an 8-woman tag. They had no Rhea, no Asuka on this show, but there was an 8-woman tag. You had Bayley, Io, Chelsea Green, and Zoe Stark versus Becky, Mia Yim, Zelina Vega, and Shotzi. Pretty solid 8-woman tag. Everybody was nuts for Becky. Everybody was nuts for Becky on this show. And then the first half concluded with world title match, Seth Rollins, Damian Priest. Really fucking good match. That during Rollins' entrance, when he's standing in the middle of the ring doing the pose, he was standing in the same pose for 3 minutes straight, and even Priest was like, Rev, we got a match to do. And yeah, I was serenading along. Everybody's serenading.
How long did it
awesome.
last after his theme was done?
3 minutes.
Dude.
3 minutes, because Rollins was just standing there the whole time. Priest almost looked legitimately irritated, like, can we actually get to the match?
Well, hell, look at that promo the other week with Seth and Balor, that the
Yeah.
fans just wouldn't let Balor talk. Who'd have thought that Seth would be this over again as a babyface?
Exactly.
He was dead after with the Fiend feud.
2019, yeah.
He was dead 4 years ago, and now it's free. It only takes being an annoying heel who
With the worst laugh
whatever
in the world.
whatever his gimmick is, and now he's a babyface organically.
The fashionist Joker.
The Visionary.
Yeah.
But yeah, really good match. Rollins retained. So then there was intermission. Then we come back. We get a tag match. Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders. Everybody went nuts for Gable. And Maxine did
that's what I was gonna ask. That's what I was gonna ask. She was there because she is.
Yeah. Yep.
She's the new member of Sweets R Us, people. Get used to it.
Mm-hmm. What's her nickname?
I don't know. That's a good one. What haven't we done?
Whipped cream.
Yes. There we go.
Yes.
She's the whipped
cream on an ice cream sandwich.
You know what? Whipped cream on top of buttercream carrot cake.
That's thick.
Indeed. So there's the four tandem of Nikita, Scarlett,
the quartet.
The quartet of Scarlett, Gigi, Nikita, and Maxine. Dear Lord.
Give them all the belts.
But in the end, yeah, Alpha Academy won.
Shush, please.
Then we get a triple threat for the Intercontinental title. Gunther, Matt Riddle, Shinsuke Nakamura.
How many chops? That's the question.
One. Only one chop on Nakamura. And I tried to get it on video, but there was a guy walking up the stairs next to me, so I caught the end of it, but I didn't get a full-on good view of it. But the match, it was only like 7 minutes, but it was a really good 7-minute match. And then the main event, Ray versus Roman. And oh my god, when everybody got up on their feet before Roman showed up, and then once the music hit, everybody went fucking nuts.
Acknowledge.
And I got a great picture of him, Solo, and Heyman pointing up. And Roman was taunting the crowd so much during the match. Uso showed up, super kicked Solo out of the ring. And they made me think, even though I knew Roman was retaining, they tried to make you think Ray was going to win. And then Dominic shows up and pulls the referee out. Before Ray jumps over and beats up Dominic, then comes back in, spear, 1, 2, 3.
They wouldn't have changed hands at a house show unless it was a bigger venue.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, fucking great house show. The best house show I've ever been to. But yeah, the merch I got the Roman gloves.
How much merch did they have?
They had quite a... Well, I went to 2 different stands. One stand did not have LWO, and then one stand, they had like all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I bought the Roman set, the LWO shirt. I also bought the Roman 1,000 Days. And We the Ones! We the Ones! So, yeah, that was my Cincinnati experience. Now I can take this glove off because it's tight around my fingers and it's a pain in the ass trying to get fingerless gloves off. Ah. But now this week in wrestling. So why don't we talk about the
Tomorrow's
Bloodline
Forbidden
stuff?
Door.
Oh yeah,
Tomorrow's Forbidden Door. Let's preview the card.
My eyes.
Someone get the card out.
I'm about to do that now. So,
Like
oh man, everything's so much brighter
Now,
now.
last week was Collision. Did y'all see Collision last week?
I saw briefs of it.
I watched the whole show and I really liked the show. I thought it was a really good show.
And that Punk promo.
Sure was a promo.
Yeah. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
But Forbidden Door tomorrow night on PPV.
So, the card, we got Adam Cole, Tom Lawler.
Cole.
Then we got the AEW Women's World Title, Toni Storm and Willow Nightingale.
Tony.
Four-way for the international title, Orange Cassidy, Zack Sabre Jr. Oh God, I'm probably gonna... Katsuri Shibata, I think I got that right. And Daniel Garcia.
Cassidy.
And then we have the first round match in the Owen Hart Cup, CM Punk and Satoshi Kojima.
Bit Punk.
Which is weird that he's in the tournament. Of all people, Punk in the tournament?
Then a 10-man tag. We got the Elite, Hangman, the Bucks, Eddie Kingston, and Tomohiro Ishii. And
Elite's going to win this one.
And then Blackpool Combat Club and God damn it. Me and Japanese names. Let's see if I can get this right. Konosuke Takashita. And
the Elite.
And
Takeshita.
Umino.
Konosuke Takeshita and Umino. But I think the Elites and Eddie Kingston.
Just do the Elite, yeah.
I love how they had Eddie Kingston join. It's like, first off, I'm not your friend. Second off, I hate you, but I hate Claudio even more. So I'll team with you, but I get to name the partner, who I may not trust, but I trust more than you.
Six-man tag match. We have Lasuki Gods, Minoru Suzuki, Sammy Guevara, Chris Jericho versus Sting, Darby Allin, and Tatsuya Naito.
Ooh, it's gonna be Sting, Darby, and Naito.
Yeah.
Now I have seen. Looks like we're getting a Jericho Sting program, which it's shocking. Honestly, we've never seen a program with the two before.
You got to think when they were in WCW together,
Jericho
Sting was a top guy, and Jericho was in the cruiserweights.
Now we're getting a program with the two, which that I actually am intrigued by. Just because we've never seen them interact before. Ever. Anyways, IWGP World Title match, Sonata and Jungle Boy.
Sonata.
There's no way Jungle Boy's going to become my world champion.
They're setting up his heel turn.
Only a Mark would book this match. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
But I love how Sonata said, I've never even heard of Jack Perry. And Jungle Boy is like, I've never seen a Sonata match before either.
IWGP US title match, Omega and Will Ospreay.
This is the match a lot of people are looking forward to. Their first match was great. This probably... Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. This is a tough one because Ospreay and Omega, you can't go wrong with either or. But they're not gonna give the. But then Omega can be the only one who can go to Japan. I don't know. That's a tough one. I think I'm gonna go with Ospreay, just for conservatively.
And then do the third match at Wembley.
Maybe. If they don't do the whole Punk FTR Elite thing.
Which that ain't happening.
Who knows? And then they're just wasting time.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And now the two matches I think most people are looking forward to the most. MJF Hiroshi Tanahashi.
I like the story for this match. MJF crapping on New Japan. So who's going to fight for New Japan? The guy who's represented New Japan for the last 15 years. The ace.
I mean, MJF's gonna go over.
But it's still gonna be a phenomenal match.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be a brutal match.
MJF's title matches have been great, and yeah, they're few and far between, but when he goes out there, it's gonna be phenomenal.
And then Bryan Danielson
the dream
and
match.
Kazuchika Okada.
Which apparently this might be the main event.
Man. That's gonna be interesting. Okada Bryan.
This is gonna be great.
This is gonna be stiff.
They're gonna beat the shit out of each other.
Shit. I want to say Okada because Brian could lose, but then again, who needs to win more in this, Brian or Okada? Who needs it more?
Now, we've looked at some of these AEW New Japan matchups. Haven't had New Japan win a lot. So...
Probably could give it to Okada here.
Probably Okada.
Because you never know.
Unless somehow do a fucked up finish.
Or they have Okada win to set up Okada and MJF.
At Wembley Stadium. All in.
That would be something.
That'd be something to see MJF beat the two top New Japan guys.
Yeah. That'd be something.
But as far as matches go, it's going to be a great show.
Yeah.
What time does it start?
8.
Probably normal pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I get out of work.
It's going to be a long show. It's going to be a long show, but it's still going to...
I'll see if I'll drop the money to watch it. I'm not sure. Maybe not. I don't know.
You're like,
but people that are complaining about stories or lack thereof, this is their all-star game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a co-branded show that doesn't really need a lot of story to it.
No, not really.
There are a few stories, but this is the one show a year where it's like, you don't really need story. You're gonna get great wrestling, and for this, that's all you really need.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. What else happened with the wrestling?
Well, we had the beginnings of the Bloodline Civil War last week on SmackDown with Jay with the super kick heard around the world. You out! And I'm out too! Kick.
Boom.
And now we're getting the tag match we all thought was gonna happen
next
at Money
week.
in the Bank.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, why don't we go over the Money in the Bank card so far? So we got women's tag title match.
Before we get into the call, well, we'll get into it when we talk about the men's Money in the Bank, but Logan Paul's in it.
Oh, yeah.
You know he's gonna do something insane.
Give that motherfucker the briefcase so the internet burns. Evil. Give him the briefcase.
No.
I just want to see him win to see people bitch.
You're being way too chaotic for your own
So
good, James.
So does that mean he's? Oh, can you imagine World Heavyweight Champion Logan Paul?
There could be much worse than Logan Paul because he can go in the ring. He's the kind of guy who you would want to do a screwy, douchey cash-in.
Oh. But then again, there are the rumors that
have him go all across the country promoting SummerSlam for those 5-6 weeks and then have him drop it right back. This is a new title. You want to establish it somehow. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, especially because he can go.
I was going to say, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, besides he is an athlete who can actually stand in the ring.
This is not a David Arquette situation.
I was going to bring David Arquette, unlike David Arquette, who couldn't wrestle for shit back in the day. You know?
That was a publicity stunt that went horribly wrong. This would actually work.
And then with the rumors of a potential Logan Paul Bad Bunny match, can you imagine for the world title?
They wouldn't do it for the world title.
If you're going to do a Logan Paul Bad Bunny match, it'd have to be a tag because both are really good, but neither one's good enough to lead yet.
True.
And they wouldn't do it for the world title. And the fact that Seth has already beaten Logan, their story. Logan has had a straight-up title shot and couldn't get the job done, so why not do a screwy, douchey cash-in and then have him lose the actual match?
Unless Logan wins the contract, cashes in on Rollins at SummerSlam.
Or, I think it would be better him cashing in that same night at Money in the Bank after Rollins and Balor.
Mm. Yep.
There's really only two names for Money in the Bank, but we'll get to it. Let's get the card talked about.
All right, so women's tag title match, which, by the way, unifying the women's tag titles like they should have done forever ago.
Whoopee.
But
we'll
still,
take our
they don't
royalty
need to-
checks, people, please.
But they
we'll
still
take 'em.
don't even need to exist. But we're getting Ronda and Shayna versus Liv and Raquel proper.
Yippee.
But I think Ronda, Shayna retain.
Yeah.
But who cares? It's sad to say, but who cares about this match?
Because nobody cares about women's tag teams. Nobody
Nothing-
wants this.
Nothing
It doesn't
against them.
work. It's nothing
Nothing
against the
against them.
talent, but women's tag teams divisions do not work.
Unless it's an all-women's promotion.
Exactly, and this is not that case. So just stop with women's tag title belts in WWE. They're not working. Nobody wants, well, I will give Ronda credit. She wanted to do the tag stuff just to do something with it, which I can respect her for. Total credit to Ronda that she would drop down from being like, okay, I don't want to be a main eventer anymore. I want to work with these other women and see what we can do. Totally respect her for it. It's just no one cares about women's tag titles in WWE. They just don't work. But Ronda and Shayna retain. Cody versus Dominic. This should be really fucking fun, but Cody.
I would give it a Dominic. If you want the heat on Dominic, give it a Dominic.
I mean, you're not going to have Cody lose back-to-back pay-per-views.
No, you're not.
True.
Especially if we're going to get what I've been seeing the rumors of for SummerSlam. You need Cody to have a little.
Because what kind of
momentum
threat is
heading.
Cody going to be to Brock if he loses to Dominic?
Exactly.
True that. I mean,
You're
maybe
not letting-
Dominic could, like, do some shitty...
The only way you could have Dominic win is if Brock interferes.
Exactly.
That would
Probably.
be the only,
That'd be the
way.
only way. Otherwise, Dominic, he can lose and keep heat, just like any heel can.
Yeah, I guess Cody. Yeah, it makes sense.
But, yeah. The women's Money in the Banks. Zelina, Becky, Zoe, Bailey, Io, and Trish.
Selena.
This is the one.
I was
this is
thinking,
the one that's
I was
the most
thinking
difficult.
Io, but I'm thinking Trish.
I know. I think it's Selena with the momentum she's been having.
I'm going
I
with-
think they want to give Trish one more run with a belt.
I'm going Io. Because I think you could use Io winning the briefcase and, like, Bailey trying to demean her, and then you finally get them two splitting off. And then Io could cash in.
Cash in on Asuka.
Yeah, get the Asuka
Boy,
Io match.
I think if Trish is in this, you could always have Trish win it and have her and Becky feud over it.
Yeah, because that feud is far from over.
Yeah. I picked some Selena.
World Heavyweight title match, Rollins Balor. Should be a great one, but Rollins.
Rollins with a potential cash in afterwards. I just want to see the world burn. And by the world, I mean Twitter.
You're being way too chaotic here.
Hey, I'm the one that gave us Brock Lesnar and Omos at WrestleMania.
Oh,
I'm going to speak this into existence. Logan Paul winning the world title. Evil, evil, evil. 666, double, double, double.
Anyways, now the men's Money in the Bank with Logan Paul, Ricochet, LA Knight, Santos Escobar, Butch, Nakamura, and Ricochet. As logical as the Logan Paul thing would be, I'm still going LA Knight.
There's only two choices. It's Logan Paul or LA Knight.
LA Knight.
Yeah.
Now, LA Knight, but, you know, if Logan Paul wins it, I wouldn't be shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked either, but...
Plus, I want to see bad faith actor content creators bitch and moan for 2 hours about it. And then I just sit back and laugh. Because fuck the bad faith actor content creators.
If Logan Paul wins, they just say LA Knight's almost close and getting the briefcase. Logan does something to screw him up. They can make a feud out of it for a couple of weeks, couple of months. Kind of get the momentum of LA Knight.
Well, Logan Paul's on Raw, and LA Knight's on SmackDown.
I mean, you never know.
Logan Paul's a free agent. He was
drafted to Raw.
No, he's a free agent.
He's a free agent.
Logan Paul wiki.
He wasn't in the draft. He's a free agent.
I swore I saw he was drafted to
No.
Raw in the draft. I'm
He was a free agent,
almost sure of that.
so he can go either or.
Hold up. Now this is really bugging me. Fucking WWE draft.
I'm just looking up right now, non-exclusive Logan Paul. Right there. I just looked up list of WWE personnel, non-exclusive. Refers to these as free agents, and Logan Paul's one of them. I already found
Son of a bitch. Why am I thinking that he was... I could have fucking swore. Oh my god.
He's not full-time.
It's really...
draft him if he's not full-time.
God damn it, this is really bugging the shit out of me.
So Logan Paul... But really, there's only two people in this that legitimately could win it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still going LA Knight because
Stay with me,
you
LA Knight.
need to capitalize on how over he is, and what
Now,
better
the
way
what the
than
fuck
giving him
moment. There always has to be a what the fuck. Like last year on the women's, was it Nikki who won it? Nikki Cross who won the
Liv won it last
Yeah,
year.
that was Liv last year, and then
Well,
cashed in
the
that
one
night.
previously.
Yeah,
was
the year before was Nikki.
So what would be the what the fuck besides Logan and LA Knight?
Could you imagine if
Ricochet?
they...
No.
Imagine if they would give the briefcase to, like, Butch.
No.
I
If you're
gonna
do a what the fuck winner, it's gonna be the women's winner.
Yeah.
Because who's all in the women's match?
Zelina, Becky, Zoe, Bailey, Io, Trish. Probably the only one that would feel like a what the fuck would be Zoe. Honestly.
Yeah.
Because everybody else you could see winning in some fashion. So. But yeah,
really, for the men's, there's two options.
Yeah, Logan Paul and LA Knight. Like I said, I'm still going LA Knight because I
going
just
LA
want to
Knight
see
too.
the guy succeed.
I mean, I'm predicting LA Knight, but I want to see the internet burn. Because I'm evil.
Maybe two.
So are we gonna do Shadow Kvlt on that day too? Because I think
because it's a Saturday afternoon show and the show will be over.
So it's gonna be Saturday afternoon, so we could talk about it.
Okay.
After wrestling trivia.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Just wanted to make sure.
Which I got to start writing up some questions.
Yes, you do.
Make all y'all think.
Now, as far as before we get to the main event, which we know is going to be Bloodline Usos and Roman Solos winning, but potentials, Asuka, Charlotte. Even though they say Bianca's not allowed involved, she's going to cause a fucky finish here. Yeah. And we're going to get a triple threat after SummerSlam. That's just bound to happen.
Maybe.
I don't think Rhea's going to compete on the show because really, there's nothing with her right now. She's just a part of the Dom Cody story right now. And plus, she don't need to be at the show anyway.
She's going to be in the corner of Dominic, and then out comes Brandy.
Oh, God.
Open mic night. Open mic night coming to WWE.
You a black belt? I'm a black bitch.
Oh, you mommy? Well, I'm a bitch.
Oh, man. I remember that promo. I was like, ugh.
Who the hell told you it was open mic night? You a dollar store Paul Heyman. Well, actually, I like Jim Cornette better.
Yeah. And then one other match that I could see happening is Gunther Matt Riddle for the IC title.
Maybe, probably.
Or are they going to save it for SummerSlam?
They might save it for SummerSlam. And then could we see a tag title match here? No.
Probably.
No. They're doing tag title match on Friday, I think.
Yeah, with KO and Sammy.
They're doing Charlotte Asuka on Friday as well.
I figured they would have done that for pay-per-view.
No, they're doing it the night before, so...
Is that going to be pre-recorded?
Yeah, it's gonna be pre-recorded and then air.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yeah, they had to pre-record it because literally after that, it's like,
The next night
yeah.
over in London.
Mm-hmm.
The SmackDown is in London.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anyways, so, and then of course, yeah, the Bloodline Civil War, which that should be an amazing fucking tag match.
Unless I think the Usos might win this because if they're going to be setting up Roman versus Jay at SummerSlam, and I keep thinking this, if they want to shock people and have Roman lose the title at MSG on SmackDown, you could have Roman and Solo win and then Jay cost Roman the belt if they wanted to do that, which I don't know if they will.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think logically, you could give the Usos. Would you have them pin Roman here? Or...
If they were going to do Roman and Jay for the belt at SummerSlam, have Jay pin Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm honestly starting to think we're going to get that match.
Yeah.
And Jay finally beats Roman and becomes champion. Because
honestly, the Bloodline storyline began with those two. It would make sense for the Bloodline story.
The perfect ending is end with those two.
Unless somehow, somewhere, we still manage Cody Roman at SummerSlam.
Well, if you're going to do Cody Roman, that'd be next year's WrestleMania.
There's already thoughts of them doing that match at WrestleMania. But they've never talked about that they could switch the title beforehand. Because wouldn't it be something if they had Cody win the belt at MSG against Roman because of Jay interference? And you get Cody versus Brock for the belt. You get Jay versus Roman, which doesn't really need a belt.
No.
Now, of course, with Cody Brock, I've been seeing rumors they might attempt doing a dog collar match.
They wanted a dog collar match. Yeah. I've heard that they've been shut down. But I think they're going to try so hard to do that. Either do that or a Texas bull rope.
Yeah.
Something
along those lines. And good lord, it's going to be brutal. Either or. It's going to be a brutal match.
Yeah, and I get to see it.
I mean, after Money in the Bank, it's going to be hitting up.
We are 6 weeks out tonight.
Yep. Now, of course, it does feels a bit strange, Brock not being on a show, considering he's been at the last shows.
He's been at every show this year.
Which is the most he's worked in a row since 2003.
Unless
Can you believe that?
Money in the
20
Bank.
years.
No, he's not going to be. They're not going to do that.
They're not going
to
repeat 2019. Come on. One time was enough with the beatbox briefcase. That was classic.
Ricochet almost has it, and then out comes Brock.
And now he'll have somebody else to say, "Get a life, kid," too.
And we get beatbox Brocks again.
That is still some of the funniest shit ever. I don't care.
Him with the cowboy hat doing the boombox.
Doing
a boombox and playing out of the boombox is Megadeth. And he's just headbanging along.
Or or what Ricky was singing, Achy Breaky Heart.
Yeah.
Oh,
and him just doing the dance again to Achy Breaky Heart.
Well,
you got F'd in the A.
You got served.
Now I want to see that so bad.
It's
Brock
on.
Lesnar doing Achy Breaky Heart while doing the briefcase with the cowboy hat. I want to see that.
And cowboy boots. With a with a Coors Light in his hand because Bud Light won't pay him.
No.
Or and then he'll be on top of his wife thinking of Bobby Lashley.
Actually, you know what would be funnier? Instead of Coors Light, he's drinking Broken Skull IPAs.
Yeah.
Drinking Austin's beer. I bet he probably drinks a lot of Austin's beer anyway.
He drinks a girly drink. Because who's gonna tell Brock he can't drink a fruity drink? a fruity alcoholic drink.
Try
Drink a LaCroix.
Drink an appletini. Because who's gonna tell Brock he can't?
Oh God. I'm not gonna tell him.
Neither. I don't want to die.
Hey, Brock, that's an awesome drink you have.
Wink. Die! Just eats you alive.
And when I said fruity, I'm talking about the flavor of the drink.
I don't know what would be worse: being thrown off a Hell in the Cell or being chewed up by Brock Lesnar.
Oh God! You know what?
Yes.
You know what this reminds me of? Back when I used to watch a lot of Adam Blampier stuff, and he was doing the rebooking of Bobby Lashley's return in 2018. He always kept doing this running gag where Byron Saxton would try and interview Lashley, and Lashley just beat the shit out of him. He'd be like, Byron Saxton. Hey, Lashley, you're a champion. How do you feel? Why do I hate Byron? Because he's a dork. That's why. Which he is a dork, let's be real.
Anyway,
but he's a funny dork. Just like Kurt Angle.
Anyways, Money in the Bank should be interesting. Forbidden Doors should be interesting. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Because after that is SummerSlam.
Oh, wait. Oh, you gotta be shitting me. Damn it! Why?
What happened?
I got fucking teased here. So while we were talking, I was trying to upload stuff for the soundboard. I have to have fucking Discord Nitro for that. God damn it. I was gonna play the clip of Brock Lesnar saying, "Get a life, kid," but nope, I got teased. Fuck you, Discord. I ain't paying $10 a month. Yeah, piece of shit.
Yeah, use your favorite sounds across Discord and much more with Nitro. No. Hey, since we're not doing the Shadow Kvlt anymore, then
yeah,
we're not gonna.
I was trying to get that. Sound to come.
Get a life, kid.
Yeah, I just wanted to get that
Jackass.
out. Get a life, Jackass. Oh God, hybridize that fucking clip. All right, but anyways, I think
Jackass.
But I think we're gonna wrap up this week right there. So yeah, 3 episodes
Scarlett's
left.
ass.
But yeah, so we got 3 more episodes left before we close the door.
So long, farewell, some other stuff, goodbye.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Choose,
please. Oh God damn it! Now you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where the fuck?
The fact that Gable hasn't been given a title. I mean, give him the U.S. title. Come on, give him the U.S. title.
Gable, Jordan. Watch
Gable.
Shoes, please.
Watch Gable be the one who takes the IC title from Gunther.
No,
when he comes up to the main roster. That's the logical move. Gable, though, I want Gable to, at some point, go on a singles run and get an IC run or even a U.S. title run. I think he'd do amazing with it. Just not right now.
Yeah.
Let's wait like another
year.
Let's wait until like Mania time or afterwards. And
thank you.
Thank you.
Shush, please. Thank you.
You don't shoosher.
Otis! Shush!
I like the fact that even Gable was like, I didn't know that was gonna get over.
And it's one of the most over things ever.
with a 4.0 GPA. Education! Thank you!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The way you say thank you. Thank you. The way you say thank you.
Thank you.
Shoosh! No, you shoosh.
Shoosh off with him and Kurt. Again, WWE, what were you thinking? Why wouldn't you give the illegitimate son spot to Gable? He's basically Kurt. Jesus Christ, but anyways.
They wanted the meme.
Nah.
They wanted the song from Family Guy.
Which, by the way, we have been seeing Jason Jordan a lot splitting up brawls as of late.
Yeah.
Part of me wonders if he's ever gotten cleared to come back.
I don't his neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which sucks, because, man, could you have imagined what he could have done had he not gotten hurt? Would have been a great heel. Because I think we were expecting a heel turn.
He was supposed to turn heel and possibly win the Intercontinental title.
And beat Kurt at 34 to end that story, but alas. But anyway, so
injuries suck.
They do. But that'll do it for this week. So, like I said, 3 episodes left before the show is done. So, a reminder of what's going to be coming in 3 weeks. Next week is Wrestling Trivia. Week after is Beach Blast 93. And we're finishing the show off with Top 10 Belt Designs. But before we go, it's plug time, starting with the James Man. The James Gang.
You can subscribe to my YouTube channel at We Are Pro Wrestling. Follow me on Twitter at WAPW_wrestling. And follow me on Instagram at We Are Pro Wrestling_YT.
Ricardo.
Follow me on Instagram, Ricardo on Metal God. Follow me on my YouTube channel, Horror Master, where I uploaded the latest episode of my controversial album cover series on Pantera's Far Beyond Driven, the original concept of Far Beyond
Those
Driven.
spread open ass cheeks.
Yes, and stay tuned for the rest of the other episodes, which I'll mention them right now. Episode 17, Cattle Decapitation's Humanoir. Episode 18, Carcasses Wake Up and Smell the Carcass. Episode 19, Typo Negatives, The Origin of Feces.
The real spreading of butt cheeks.
And episode 20, Iron Maiden's The Number of the Beast. And you can follow me and catch me on Twitch. I'm doing both Shadow Kvlt and Horseman Podcast.
And, well, still under 300 subscribers away from the 4,000.
He wants to give out some CDs, people.
Please, help me out. These have been just staring at me. But anyway, so yeah, there's that CD giveaway going on right now where once I get to 4,000 subscribers, 8 CDs, maybe more sometime, will be given away in a giveaway. And one of you can win them. Just gotta go to that video on the channel page and comment. So far, I've gotten 20 entries. But as far as what else has been going on YouTube, today I uploaded my review of the new Shooter album. Kick-ass black metal for fans of Marduk, Mayhem, Dark Throne, Immortal. If you like black metal with riffs, check out Shooter. I've been obsessed with them as of late. I need to get the rest of their catalog. As far as what's coming up, tomorrow I'm reviewing the debut album from the band Death Collector, which features original Bull Thrower drummer Andrew Whale. Under the Radar, and then this coming Thursday, my ranking of all the Iron Maiden albums. All 17. That's going to be a long video to get through. But yeah, that's that. Follow me on my Instagram, at ThrashManiac_YT, where I am currently, let me see now. I am currently 12 followers away from 1,500. So follow the gram. And then finally follow and or subscribe to me on Twitch at ThrashManiac99, where I am currently 58 followers away from 500. So follow, and maybe if you subscribe, you might get a special surprise. But anyways, we'll see you next week. Keep your horns high and your dreams wet. We shall return. Jackass.